Happy New Year, everybody! I hope y'all had a wonderful Christmas and a wonderful New Year and whatever other crazy holidays you celebrate or don't celebrate. I hope y'all had a happy time and weren't stuck at work until midnight, wherein the highlight of your New Year's was telling people, Happy New Year, get out of my store, which I did do. Anyway, I've been a little quiet recently. I've been working on a certain project I've been working on for more than a year, and every time my gears start turning on that project, it brings everything to a friggin' standstill because I just can't stop thinking about it. Also, I've been thinking about maybe starting a new thing with GameMetabble. I've been watching a lot of animated movies and a few live-action movies. I really wanted to do reviews of them, but then my show's called GameMetabble, so how do I review non-game things on GameMetabble? Do I come up with like a new show name and it'd be like Toon Babble, but what if I do a live-action thing? And you know what? Fuck it. It's going to be GameMetabble with an asterisk. Yes, an asterisk over the game. It's just going to say, like, product may not contain game. I'm sorry. I think it's funny, because if you ask me, I like it when people just review whatever the crap they want to review and they don't, like, pigeonhole themselves into a thing. But I really wanted to, like, get some cartoon reviews out there, especially because I've been having a really hard time finding decent cartoon reviewers. Like, there's Mars Girl, but other than her, it's kind of Like, I've been watching that animation look-back Electric Dragon guy, but he kind of wore on me a little bit. He was a little too reading from Wikipedia-ish, and it got me going, nah. You know, so I'm really trying to find a decent cartoon reviewer, and Andrew Dickman's just sort of gone off in a completely different direction. Anyway, it is that time of the year wherein a new year starts, and so everyone's doing their Game of the Year lists, and I don't really have one. I will say, though, my Game of the Year, Rayman Legends, which surprised me. I thought it would be Dragon's Crown. But no, Rayman Legends just edges it out. It's a great game, and trust me, I hear you. I know. You don't care about Rayman. Guess what? I don't care about Rayman. But you can play as Barbara instead, who's way more awesome, and you unlock her really quickly, and once you do, it's like just a way more awesome game. And there's like 10 different alternate Barbaras you can play as. And once you get to that point, you realize, holy crap, these controls are super tight. It feels great. The atmosphere is just so French. It's like the only way I can put it is so French. Because it's like cartoony and wacky, but at the same time atmospheric with a slightly dark tinge to it. Sort of wakfu-ish. French, you know. I don't know how else to put it. It's really neat, though. It gets me super excited. I just love the way it looks. I love the way it plays, and there is so much content. My only complaint is the fact the Wii U one doesn't have an Auto Murphy option like the other ones do. If you're unfamiliar, Murphy's the touchscreen character. It's a pretty cool idea where you use the touchscreen to interact with the environment, and the other players are all jumping around and stuff. If there's no other players and it's the computer doing things, that's kind of meh. And yeah, the game was originally supposed to be like a Wii U exclusive, and then they ported it to everything else. And when they ported it to everything else, they made it so you could just press another button to automatically do all the Murphy interaction things. And some people feel that makes the game actually better on non-Wii U systems. I disagree. Murphy is a really cool idea, and sometimes it's really great playing as Murphy. Not to mention, the Wii U one lets you play 5-player, whereas everyone else is only 4-player maximum. And so, like, I do prefer the Wii U one, but if the Wii U one had an option to, like, let you choose whether you wanted to play as Murphy or have the Auto Murphy from the other consoles, oh my god, that would make the game so much better. And that's my biggest complaint. I really wish it had the Auto Murphy option. But the way that game's set up, it's not really a detriment, because you can kind of skip the Murphy stages. It's set up where the more teensies you rescue, the more stages unlock. So you can kind of skip over the stages that you don't like. I just love that setup. It gives you a lot of freedom. It's constantly throwing new stuff at you and giving you lots of choice in terms of, what you want to do next. It's such a great game. I know, you don't like Rayman. I don't care. Play the game. It will blow your mind. And don't worry about that whole 4-player thing. That's a bonus. That's extra. The game is fun as fuck 4-player, it's fun as fuck 1-player too. It's fun as fuck 2-player. It's a good-ass game. Just trust me. You need to get this game. Dragon's Crown is, of course, like the runner. I'm completely in love with that. Yo, I did wear myself out on it after 30 hours, but then I found myself coming back to it because it just fills that niche so well. Like, I think the thing that a lot of people don't really recognize about Dragon's Crown and what makes it so good, like, they're all focusing on the art, and the art's fantastic, and it's a big thing that keeps me coming back, but for me, like, the other thing is how delightfully bite-sized and arcadey it is. Like, the way it's set up is you can actually sit down and play a short session of it. Like, the dungeons are super short, okay? They're super short dungeons, but then you can, like, keep chaining the dungeons, or you can just stop, and the way it's set up, it just instantly throws you in there. It's like popping a quarter in an arcade machine, and bam! And more than that, like, it's just so well thought out. I'm sorry, I'm a little discombobulated on here, but it's so well thought out the way they handled it, because, yeah, when you go online, it's like popping a quarter in an arcade machine, you just drop into a game, bam, instant action, hack things up, keep playing until you can't play anymore, and then when you quit out, that's when you cash out and you get all your loot. I love the loot system in this game. Like, it doesn't just drop from enemies and then you have everyone standing around and fiddling with their inventory and comparing the strengths of their items. You're all like, wait, hold up, and then, you know, someone leaves and goes to the next room and you leave behind this awesome piece of loot, or you accidentally dropped your best weapon and now you don't have any weapon. There's none of that. Because instead, they give you a treasure rank. And, like, when you open treasure chest, it just says, bam, treasure rank A. And then when you stop chaining through the dungeons, that's when you cash out. That's when you get your treasures. And that's when you go back to town and you can fiddle with your inventory. Same thing with skills and leveling up. You don't level up until you stop dungeoning, until you get offline. So when you're online, it is nothing but pure arcade-style action. It's fast, it's instantaneous, you can just pick up and play it. And then, when you get offline, when you get back to your town, that's when you get to fiddle with all your micromanagement and mess with your inventory and compare your weapons and sell your weapons and min-max to your heart's content. So it still has that Diablo-style loot collecting addiction. It still has the deeper elements to it. But at the same time, you aren't waiting around and desperately trying to be polite when you just want to run out there and start hacking things up. It lets you just... It's so brilliant! That's what makes that game brilliant. Like, beyond the visual style is just the way it does that. It doesn't even really hit you until later. I love it. Also, speaking of awesome instant action arcadey things, there's rumblings that maybe kinda sorta Sega might be bringing PSO2 to America, which they damn well better, because I'm going crazy here. Kinda lost my other MMO, and yo, there's not really a replacement for Dungeon Fighter, and the reason I've been looking around for other MMOs is to try to find a replacement for PSO. Yo, PSO2 might do a really good job if it was available to us, normally. Trust me, I know I can play the Japanese one. I am playing the Japanese one. I have the English translation patch. But I want to give Sega my money because the robot hairs aren't robotic enough, and I really want to get all those crazy alternate outfits and stuff. I want to give you my money, Sega. What part of this don't you understand? Please, let me give you money! Speaking of giving Sega money, there's 3D Sega games on the 3DS, highly recommended. Okay, the Altered Beast one, a little bit of a disappointment, but 3D Space Harrier, 3D Galaxy Force, blows your mind. Like, if you actually play the games in 3D and you want to see crazy 3D effects, yeah, those, see that sprite scaling in actual 3D, good ass time to be had. And I consider Space Harrier to be the best damn game ever made, so of course I really like that. By the way, turn on the tilt simulation in the options in Space Harrier, so that way the screen tilts when you move left and right. It really enhances the experience. It might give you a little motion sickness, but really enhances the experience. And last but not least, I almost forgot, just so y'all know, if you have a PS3 and you can get free Hitomi for Dead or Alive 5 Ultimate Core Fighters. Like, they have a thing, if you go into the shop and look around, you'll find a bundle pack where you can download Dead or Alive 5 Ultimate Core Fighters and Hitomi at the same time completely free, and it perma-unlocks Hitomi, so that way you have 5 characters to start with. You know, I gotta say, I feel so sorry for Dead or Alive 5 Ultimate. If you're wondering, I like it. I'm a little disappointed at some of the balance tweaks, because it kind of made all of my Lisa combos stop working. But it really did fix all my problems. Tag survival mode is back. We've got more costumes than ever. The training modes, it's super enhanced. They have a combo challenge mode. They have a tutorial mode that explains how to play the game. And the craziest thing is that on PS3, they're giving DOA 5 Ultimate away free in this free-to-play version called Core Fighters. That gives you 4 playable characters, and then they, like, temporarily unlock other characters you could try, and then you can spend $5 to purchase them. You know what? Screw even thinking about the free-to-play thing. You could pick the game up now for $30 brand new, the disc-based release, and the data port's over. So just look at Core Fighters as the world's most robust demo. It gives you 4 playable characters, it lets you try all the different modes. You know, you could do the training mode, you could do the tutorial mode, you can even play online with Core Fighters. You can find out what you think of the netcode. They are giving you a huge chunk of the game to try everything you would need to find out if you like that game. And yeah, go out, buy the disc, and if you like it. But try Core Fighters. I fucking hate this. When I told people about Core Fighters, they're like, it's free to play. Well, can you unlock everything just by playing the game? No, well then it's not really free now, is it? Bitch, it's a $40 boxed release. You really expect them to give you everything for fucking free? The fact that they give you as much as they do is jaw-dropping. Again, 4 characters, every mode except story mode, completely free. You can play online with the full release. They give you everything you need. Look at it as the best demo ever, but what blows my mind, they have this shit on PS3. They are giving people the game free. No one's even trying it. But then again, Sony isn't advertising it. You go on the Japanese PSN, and they have it plastered all over there. Hey, by the way, you can play DOA 5 for free. But on the US one, you can't even see it. Why? I realized I was behind in downloading the costume catalogs so I could see the DLC on PS3. So I tried to search up the costume catalogs on the PlayStation Store that they've updated. It's a piece of shit now. I tried searching them up. They don't show up. They do not show the alternate costumes on DOA 5's add-on page. You can't find them in the store. They only show up when they're a new release, and then they vanish. What the entire fuck, Sony? Really? The only way to really see all the costumes, like, you can still do it, but the best way to do it is to boot up your DOA 5 Ultimate, choose PlayStation Store, and then it boots up the old PlayStation Store pre-update and, like, takes you directly to the DOA 5 page, and that's where you can find all the things nice and relatively neatly organized, and it loads up faster. It's the best way to do it. That's what I'm doing right now to get my costume catalogs even as we speak. Yeah, and by the way, you might have heard they're adding a new character to DOA 5 Ultimate, Marie Rose, who's a little Swedish gothic Lolita girl. Yeah, you can whine all you want. You know what? It's the one archetype that DOA didn't have. And here's the thing. She's coming free. She's going to be free on home. Well, she'll be added as an update. I don't know if we're going to have to pay $5 to get her as a character, but the point is, we do not have to purchase a DOA 5 Ultimate Arcade Edition. They've promised us that. There will be no arcade edition of this. You see, the game actually got released in Japanese arcades just recently, and the new character was added to the arcade one, but yeah, we're going to get her as a patch, as an update. Hopefully that includes the 360, I'm not sure. But yeah, in fact, that's probably a question someone's going to ask, so I better answer that now while I'm rambling. What is the best version of DOA 5 Ultimate? Well, that's the weirdest thing about it. I really think DOA 5's like core console that was developed on was 360 that was ported to PS3, but I think Ultimate was developed on PS3 and then ported to 360. I'm not kidding, that's really how it feels. I swear the textures look a bit better on PS3. It definitely looks crisper because it's displaying at the native resolution instead of being upscaled. And it seems like it's a little bit better on PS3 this time around. Like, they realized that most of the fan base was playing it on PS3, so that's the one they decided to focus on. As such, there's still definitely people playing it on 360, and I played with them just now, but the PS3 would actually be the better choice just because there's that free Core Fighters, which can play with the full version of the game. So there's, like, always going to be people playing. That's almost the point. That's one of the points of having that free-to-play version. You'll always have a bunch of scrubs who just, grab a couple ninjas and button mash online, so you'll always have someone to fight. So the PS3 one is always going to have a greater player base. And if you're wondering why that's not on 360, well, Microsoft's a bunch of idiots. I think that about describes everything. In fact, I'm pretty certain Ultimate exists because Microsoft is a bunch of idiots. Either way, can y'all give DOA 5 Ultimate, a chance? I've been rambling too long, though. Look forward to me possibly doing an animated movie review in the near future. We'll get started on that, see how that turns out. Definitely check out Rayman Legends. Don't forget to try DOA 5 Ultimate if you have a PS3 especially, because it's free there, so why aren't you playing it? And Dragon's Crown is awesome. Anyway, this is Jell, and you've been GameBabbled. Hope you've enjoyed this rambly-ass, nonsensical update. And have a Happy New Year. See ya!